Keys to Success, number 129. I'm Dr. Martin Rutherford, certified functional medicine practitioner. Forgot who I was there for a second. And taking too many herbs. And chiropractor.
Dr. Randall Gates, board certified chiropractic neurologist, also a chiropractor.
We were talking about another subject right before this, so my mind was distracted. So today I was thinking to talk about portions and you know, the two things that keep people better once they're out of here usually is proper diet control, and that has many aspects to it, and their exercises, which I think people highly underestimate until they stop doing them and then find out that they really need to keep doing them. But it struck me recently that I come from that era of clean your plate. I come from that, and what reminded me of this was I had a lady yesterday and who also comes from that era. She was in her 80s, early 80s. Very good shape, takes very good care. But she was very proud. She said, I always clean my plate. And frankly, so do I, or so did I. And that came from my mom and dad and conditioning and always clean your plate, and the poor starving people in Ethiopia, I think it was at the time. It may still be. But I make light of that only a little bit because that is not actually a great thing to do. Somebody puts so much on your plate, you go to a restaurant, it's so much there. And I was just sharing with Dr. Gates that I had been reading some materials recently, and I had changed my diet to just eating portions that were not too much. In other words, once I started to begin to feel that I could actually feel my food, my stomach, whatever you want to call it, getting to a point where the next bite was going to mean I was putting it into a stomach that felt like it was already full. I'm learning to put my fork down. It's not just, to me, in the materials I was reading, I just realized they're from years ago. My mentor, who was Dr. Karazian, who did a lot of work in thyroid and autoimmune, but did a lot of I think, pioneering work. I don't know if pioneering is the word, but organizing these dietary protocols and these programs of cleansing your intestines. And in those materials, we do recommendations of eat small meals all day long to control blood sugar, but also portion control relative to the amount of food you eat. Now, I will generally in the beginning tell the patient, our diet's not a calorie restriction diet. It's an allergy elimination diet in the beginning, and then you tailor it according to what's appropriate for them, whether it's going to be low FODMAP. But I can tell you that it's made a significant difference for me stopping, not eating everything on my plate, but stopping at that point where I still feel light and I still feel good. And there's suggestions, at least actually pretty definitive statements in Dr. Karazian stuff, that if you eat too much, and that it actually creates inflammatory processes too. And I can buy that just because I have autoimmunity, and I notice that I feel much better if I don't eat large portions and I don't walk away from the table like that. And I might do that if I just eat one time a day, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I've noticed quite a difference. Did you have some thoughts on that?
No, I agree. I think it's more of a healthy way to eat, and I think we've all been conditioned to do this. And everybody talks about the portion sizes growing, and
the restaurants and at the fast food places where I'm sure that those of you listening to this are not eating at.
Right, exactly. But I've been guilty of it. You saw me. I mean, lately when we go to dinner, I eat like half the dinner.
Yeah, and I did last night also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Then you have to learn how to explain to the waiter that you like that the food's okay. It's okay.
They're a little paranoid. Is the service okay?
Yeah. It was like, no, the food's okay. That's all I'm going to eat. I just can't eat all of that.
Yeah.
You know. So that was our experience last night, and that also was kind of all played into it.
Yeah. But I agree. I think we eat way too much.
Yeah. So,
And then the argument becomes, we have to have you eat every 2 to 3 hours because a lot of you are going to go into low blood sugar. But the argument becomes, we should probably only be eating 3 meals a day, but kind of smaller meals. Eat till you're full and then shut it down. And that will really facilitate weight loss. It'll facilitate better biochemistry. Now, if you're starving, eat. But that's the other step after this. Yeah.
Yeah. So portion control, but in a different, like portion control, just from the perspective of just eat. I think Ayurveda. I think Chinese medicine. They say to eat until you're like 2/3 full. Now I don't know how you figure that. I just know that right now, as soon as I go, okay, I'm full. Fork goes down. I'm just noticing I feel much better afterwards. I'm noticing I think it plays like some sort of an inflammatory ongoing process as time goes on during the day. For me, I just notice I don't come back and need to, that 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get my brain back, and I'm eating those portions 5 and 6 times a day, and yet I was still getting that lag after lunch. I would come back and I'd take like a 15-minute nap, close the door to my office and take a nap. Now I notice that when I do that, I don't have to take that nap. So just one of those tips, one of those things that we're always probing on relative to diet, and it's a profoundly voluminous subject, and any little tip that we can pass your way to help I think is important. So Keys to Success 129.
In the bag.
In the bag. So we will see you next week for seminal moment, Keys to Success 130.
And powerhealthtalk.com if you have any questions.